Random House Audio presents Star Wars, Specter of the Past by Timothy Zahn. Read for you by Mark Thompson. Chapter 1. Slowly, silently, its lights a faint glitter of life amid the darkness, the Imperial Star Destroyer Chimera glided through space. Empty space. Oppressively dark space. Long, lonely light years from the nearest of the tiny islands that were the star systems of the galaxy, drifting at the edge of the boundary between the outer rim worlds and the vast regions of territory known as unknown space, at the very edge of the Empire. Or rather, at the edge of the pitiful scraps of what had once been the Empire. Standing beside one of the Chimera's side viewports, Admiral Pelion, Supreme Commander of the Imperial Fleet, gazed out at the emptiness, the weight of all too many years pressing heavily across his shoulders. Too many years. Too many battles, too many defeats. Perhaps the Chimera's bridge crew was feeling the weight too. Certainly the sounds of activity going on behind him seemed more muted than usual today. But perhaps it was merely the effect of being out here, so far from anywhere at all. No, of course, that had to be it. The men of the Chimera were the finest the fleet had to offer. They were Imperial officers and crewers, and Imperials didn't give up. There was a tentative footstep at his side. "Admiral," Captain Ardif said quietly. "We're ready to begin, sir." For a moment, Pelion's mind flashed back 10 years, to another very similar moment. Then it had been Pelion and Grand Admiral Thrawn who'd been here on the Chimera's bridge. Watching the final test of the prototype cloaking shield Thrawn had recovered from among the Emperor's trophies inside Mount Tantus. Pelion could remember the excitement he'd felt then. Despite his misgivings about the insane Jedi clone, Jarua Sabayoth, as he watched Thrawn single-handedly breathing new life and vigor back into the Empire. But Mount Tantus was gone, destroyed by agents of the New Republic, and Sabayoth's own madness and treason, and Grand Admiral Thrawn was dead. And the Empire was dying. With an effort, Pelion shook the shadows of the past away. He was an Imperial officer, and Imperials didn't give up.
"Thank you,"
he said to Ardif.
"At your convenience, Captain."
"Yes, sir." Ardif half-turned, gestured to the fighter coordinator in the portside crew pit. "Signal the attack," he ordered. The officer acknowledged and gestured in turn to one of his crewers. Pelion turned his attention back to the viewport, just in time to see 8 Sorosub Preybird-class starfighters in tight formation roar in from behind them. Cutting tight to the Chimera's command superstructure, they passed over the forward ridgeline, raking it with low-power blaster fire, then split smoothly out in 8 different directions. Corkscrewing out and forward, they kept up their fire until they were out of the Star Destroyer's primary attack zone. Then, curving smoothly around, they swung around and regrouped. "Admiral," Ardif prompted.
"Let's give them one more pass, Captain,"
Pelion said.
"The more flight data the Predictor has to work with, the better it should function."
He caught the eye of one of the crew pit officers.
"Damage report?"
"Minor damage to the forward ridgeline, sir," the officer reported. "1 sensor array knocked out, leaving 5 turbo lasers without ranging data."